Good morning, everybody. Afternoon, evening. It's Nikki Jordan here, and I wanted to talk about receiving the day. Now, it's a funny concept, but it's real for most of us. Most of us wake up in the morning and we feel the pressure of time, or our mind gets going and all the things that we have to do or that are waiting for our attention and we didn't give it to it, or deadlines, all of that. So let's stop and back up for a second. What if you looked at everything as, so everything that you have to do, everything that wants your attention, all your points of views about everything, what if everything were just energy, and just some of it, let's say there's a project you have to get, that's an entity, that's doesn't exist in a body, but it's a creation, it's a live substance that's asking you to engage with it, right? And so if we stop, and instead of having that pressure, those barriers, those walls, like we're pushing away the things that want our attention because we're overwhelmed, what if instead we do a few things? One is we relax those barriers. So those barriers feels like walls because we're putting a pressure in the opposite direction of the thing that's trying to come in. So if you feel, just think of something. If you feel that pressure of that thing that's trying to come in, instead of butting up against it, what if you became a membrane that it can come through, right? So you're a membrane where the energy of this project or this deadline or this cake or whatever it is that you have to do is going to come through. And as you let it come through, you realize it's an energy. And I'm thinking of a lot of things right now. For example, an email I want to send out. And the resistance I've had to putting it together the way I'd like to, it's telling me, let me flow through. And as it flows through, it's working on parts of my body, breaking up the resistance, the emotion, the points of view, the stubbornness. I mean, I'm not having the stubbornness. I'm just naming a bunch of things that you could have, whatever it is. And as it comes through, it's kind of like I'm letting it come through and it's working on it. So right now it's working on my heart and my solar plexus. The solar plexus is kind of your seat of action, your heart's your emotions about it. You know, like, what if I don't do a good job? And then there's these thoughts that say, what if it's going to take a long time and I don't have enough time? It's like, this is going to be easy. It's literally telling me that. So what is it that you are having trouble with in the barrier of receiving the day, the things that fill up the day? So you know those days where everything's smooth sailing and everything just happens. That's when you're with it and it's fun. A lot of times people say, this is going to be so boring today. Well, what's boring is maybe not it, but you're resistant to it. And what if it ends up being more fun than you think? Some things are not so interesting, right? But what if you said, if I do this, would this create more lightness in my life? And you know that, right? These are things you know, but it's the engagement with the energy of what's coming in, the energy of what you're rejecting, the energy of what you're trying to push away or you wish you didn't have to do, that creates the strife. It's not the thing itself. A lot of times it's really, truly not the thing itself. Got hair in my eyes. So think of one thing. You might think of three all at once. And you can close your eyes to do this if you need to. And you just sort of, it's that pressure that you push against. What if you release that pressure? That pressure is something you don't have to do. And that pressure can kind of drop inward and down, maybe. I don't know which way it goes. It might just dissolve. And it's the concept that this thing isn't scary. This thing isn't a burden. How many things we think are a burden? This thing actually might be fun. And you let it flow through. And you can ask it. You don't even have to ask in words. It's sort of like the concept, you know, when you just know something and it happens. To flow through all the excitement of it. It's like it's waking up your molecules to do it. All the molecules in your body that are going to engage in it. And what if it were way easier than you thought it would be? What if you let it heal all your ideas that this is going to be a chore or take too much time. Oh, something said to me, it's not going to take any time at all. And it's that whole thing about receiving time, too, that I talked about the other day. What if I could have all the time in the world to do this? And what if time is in the flow of it happening? What if these things only really don't take that long? Or if they do, what if you enjoyed them more than you thought you would? Right? So receiving the day is receiving all the energy, all the entities, all the things that want to get done, right? And you can ask them first, you can ask them to heal you. You could also then ask them to show you the order in which they're going to be done. Some might be done simultaneously. And so now my heart is feeling lighter. I actually still have a lot more energy work going on inside of me. Like it's this flow is just, you follow it. This is what I teach people. You follow the flow and let it unstick you. And you might let it unstick you while you're doing the thing, because it might happen fast. But this concept of everything being energy, everything has a way to contribute. The things that you're rejecting might just heal you. You might try it. They might just sit there and wake you up. I'm starting to feel my bottoms, my feet wake up. And then something told me there's time for everything today. And obviously what they mean is all the important things. It's not everything, right? There's a lot of stuff that maybe I might waste my time on or engage with. You know, lately a lot of people have been contacting me just out of the blue to help them, like at 10 o'clock at night, at 9:30 while I'm sitting with my family, while I'm cooking dinner. I'm like, wow, you know, these phones sometimes, you know, are difficult. But I received it as much as I was willing, because sometimes when people contact me like that, right, I realize they want a lot more than I have time for right now. So, wow. Okay, so now it moved from working on the front of my heart, hey, Kim, to working on the back of my heart. Okay, so the back of the body is about you. So I wasn't receiving me while I was planning to do this. Is email I have to get out, but I have to, I want to figure it out correctly what to say about it. It involves a blog, and I don't think the blog will be very hard, right? I don't feel like it's going to be hard, but somehow I've resisted it. And also, what if some of the things I needed to do before, because this might be easy, were to put me in the mood for it, or to get those chores out of the way so it flowed more easily. So practice receiving your day if you want to. But what if receiving the day in the beginning of the day made you excited about it? It's really going through my feet and the backs of my legs, and like, how much resistance can you have in your body, or how much consternation or stubbornness or rejection or whatever can you have? It's so normal. We do this all the time. We brace against things all the time. So anyway, I hope this helped you. Have a nice day.